years and older and recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
Live and local conversation for the Ohio Valley continues shortly, here on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
This is Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott DeMauro.
It's been a full year now since our whole world changed and Ohio's school buildings closed as the first COVID-19 cases were detected in our state. I couldn't be prouder of the work of all of Ohio's educators in that time. Teaching never stopped, learning never stopped, and our educators have never wavered in their dedication to reach and teach their students. Thank you.
Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association. Want to buy your own home but think you can't afford it? What if you got down payment assistance or a discounted interest rate just for being a recent college grad, teacher, nurse, or veteran? The Ohio Housing Finance Agency offers this and more, and our programs are always available for eligible Ohioans, big city, small town, and everywhere in between. Find out if you qualify at myohiohome.org. That's myohiohome.org. Home ownership, ready when you are.
It's tournament time, and with so many games going on, who wants to bet just one? That's why you'll love betting the parlays on FanDuel Sportsbook. Combine bets from different games for an even bigger win. And guess what? FanDuel wants to help you if your parlay doesn't go as planned. They'll give you up to $25 back in site credit if your parlay of 3 legs or more falls 1 leg short. That's 1 parlay per day, each day of the tournament, for new and existing users. And that's part of why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook app. They're always hooking us up. Easy to use, lots of bet options, and when you win, you get paid very quickly. Download FanDuel Sportsbook right now, use my name Monroe in the promo code box, and you'll be ready to roll. You must be 21 or older, physically present in West Virginia or Pennsylvania. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. The maximum refund is $25. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker Darnell Foster. We'll have a look at your local weather forecast for your Friday. Mostly cloudy and windy. A daytime high near 67 degrees. The overnight low of 47 with a few sprinkles and mostly cloudy skies through the overnight. You'll see clouds and sunshine mixing for your Saturday with highs near 73. Have yourself a great day, everyone, and a good weekend. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
In the year 1898, Marconi sent his first radio message across the English Channel.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Let's have a tune. I'm sick of this silence.
There's nothing wrong with being fun and popular and just giving people what they want.
This is not radio fantasy camp. We're on the air here.
You seem happy this morning.
Is it Friday already?
Friday.
All I'm doing is getting on the air. The revolution will be broadcast.
How about Friday?
What's this?
Did you ever hear of a thing called radio?
Thank God! Wow!
It's showtime.
Conversations you care about with people you know. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
You know, I haven't been in a bar for a long time, haven't been to a restaurant for a long time, haven't been to too many places at all for a long time, Biffy, and you kind of miss it. One of the things you miss if you, and this is for those who have, who like to go to bars. One of the things you miss if you haven't been to a bar for a while, and you miss having the camaraderie of your friends, and you miss having watching the games on TV, and you miss of course having a good beer or something, right? But there's one thing that's a little different every time you go into a bar. You know what that is, Biffy?
What's that?
The smell. You go into a bar and there's just a smell, right? Now, some people would say it's the smell of like urine combined with stale beer. Depends on what bar you go into. But the smell is there. Well, we have been, as Americans, homebound for over a year now because of the coronavirus. And if you have missed out on going to the bars, of course, they're open now, and many of you are going out to the bars, and the governor in West Virginia has opened them up to full capacity and so on. So maybe you're getting your smell in at the actual bar. But if not, Miller Lite is here to help out, Biffy. Now, you know me, I'm a Bud Light guy, but a Miller Lite used to be my drink of choice, and I'm okay with that. If somebody says, I don't have any Bud Light, you want a Miller Lite? Yeah, it's okay. I'll take that. Hey, I used to drink generic beer. You know, the kind that just said you go to Kroger's, just said beer.
I don't mind Miller Lite, but I'm mostly going Bud Light because it's easily available. But
I don't know when I changed. I used to drink Miller Lite all the time, and someone on the way became a Bud Light guy. But if somebody offers me Miller Lite, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it either, but it's just for me. If they got Bud Light, that's what I'm going right off the bat. And if something's wrong and you want something else, okay, then I'll have a Miller Lite. But yeah, for the most part, it's Bud Light for me.
Well, Miller Lite is now offering, for those of you who have not yet wanted to get back out into the bar, but you still want to kind of recreate the bar feel, if you will. So maybe you've got some, a couple of brews at home, and maybe even you've been vaccinated, so some of your friends are coming over and just going to have a little get-together, a couple of beers, and you just want to, put TV on, pretend like it's in the bar. The one thing you're missing is the smell. Don't worry about it. Miller Lite has come up with a limited edition bar smell candle. So
why not?
Yeah, absolutely, why not? Absolutely, why not? So you can have that wonderful bar smell in your home. Now, the candles are priced at $20 a piece. Proceeds are going to go to the United States Bartenders Guild, which is a really good organization right now because it is a group that supports professionals working in the bars, many of whom, of course, have had either been laid off or dramatic decreases in their income. So it's a positive thing there. The candles, they have 3 scents of candles, by the way. As I said, sometimes you go into a bar and it's like, it's got a urine and stale beer smell. And that's what you want. They have 3 different kinds of bar smell candles. They have the dive bar. I think that would be the urine and stale beer. The dive bar smell candle, the beer garden candle, and the game day candle. So if you're the kind of person who goes into a bar to watch a game and it's, you want the smell of that kind of a bar, you can get that candle. Anyways, they got 3 different kinds, $20 a piece, and they've all sold out. They announced them on Tuesday, sold out. Bam. Gone. The candle will burn for 50 hours. But the company said the stock is all sold out. As soon as they put them up on the market, they went out. Carol Kranick, an associate marketing manager for Miller Lite, says our bar smell candles sold out in less than 24 hours. Our drinkers will be able to bring a little bit of their favorite bar home with them, all the while supporting the industry that we miss and that we love. So, I don't know. Let's see. Tell me what these things are. Yeah, dive bar smell is a combination of elements including musk, pine, tobacco, and yeast. All right.
Okay.
It's meant to conjure up dim lights of faint glass clinking and these, I said this, and the sinus clearing sensation of a puddle somewhere in the room.
Somewhere in the room.
Somewhere in the room. Urine and stale beer. The beer garden smell features warm outdoorsy scents including pretzel, green moss, wood, and sunburn. They're all mixed into their beer garden candle. And game day mixes the smell of peanuts, right? And jalapeno and what they say is cracked leather which Miller Lite says should lead to top notes of the most ordered bar snacks on game day with the subtle power of comfortable cracked leather, the ideal backdrop to a freshly opened beer. So you can pick your type of candle. If they ever make any more, right now they're all sold out. Miller Lite says they hope to, Miller Lite, I guess I should say, said they hope to stoke the bar goers' anticipation of returning to bars with this collection. Oh, I've got the smell of a bar in my house now, and soon I'll be able to go to the bar. Yay! We are nothing if not a creative people, Biffy.
Got to give them an A for effort.
Bring the bar smell into your home. Frankly, I can get that dive bar smell pretty much by going into my bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't take much, would it?
It doesn't take much at all. So I don't know. Would you want Miller Lite candles in your house? Do you want the bar smell in your house, Biffy?
I don't know which one I would take if I did, but maybe just one.
Yeah, maybe try they call it the game day. So make it feel like you're watching the game with your friends at a bar or something. I don't know. Or I guess at the game, I suppose. Feel like you're bear here. In fact, if you really want to recreate the atmosphere, you could like ask somebody in your household, your wife or I shouldn't mention a wife. It could get me in trouble. But ask someone to, while you've got the smell of the candle and you're watching the game, somebody could just walk through the house and keep going, bear here, and, make you pass it down the couch.
Yeah, you got someone at the end, pass it down to him on the end down there?
Right, someone's at the end of the couch holding up 3 fingers, three, and I don't know. Anyway, it's a creative idea. I guess it's a creative idea from Miller Lite. So I thought I would share that with you. In just a minute, I want to talk about going to bars, going to restaurants, going to airplanes. New survey out on the things that we are still not ready to do, even though Americans are getting vaccinated very quickly now. Lots and lots of us are getting vaccinated. A lot of us are still not willing to go out and do a lot of things. And just a new survey on that I'll share with you. You all can tell me if you are agreeing with the survey or not. Are you doing these things or not doing these things? That's part of our COVID conversations we'll have today. What we're not ready to do yet, even when vaccinated. Also, will we have to have vaccination cards in the future? There's a lot of talk about that you'll have to be able to show your card to do certain things, get into certain places. Needless to say, there are people who are going, this is America, I don't have to show a card. But a lot of businesses are beginning to think, why don't I make people show their card before they can come in here? We'll talk about that. And I mentioned yesterday, we didn't get the details though, some businesses are paying employees to get vaccinated. And paying them really well. I mean, good money to get vaccinated. So COVID conversations coming up in just a minute. Thought we were done with the Bluefield State story. I was wrong. I was wrong. 2 of the local colleges, the community college and Wheeling University, are making an official announcement today. They're going to team up to offer a combined engineering and construction management program. It certainly sounds to me like, and I talked to several people yesterday who said, yep, sounds that way to me as well, that this is going to be an effort to counterbalance the program that Bluefield State wants to bring in. One of the things I said yesterday to their general counsel and their provost from Bluefield State, and I've said on this show several times, is a big question over this controversy. Should the city of Wheeling be bringing an outside university or college in to compete with the locals or not? One of my arguments has been Bluefield State says they have a program accredited, ready to go. They need approval from the state, but basically it's an off-the-shelf. We're bringing it in. We already do it. It's already accredited. And locally, they've been saying, well, we could put one together. Sounds like now they're doing it, putting one together. Now, the announcement has not officially been made yet. That announcement officially comes this afternoon, but that's certainly what it sounds like to me. In West Virginia, honest to God, now I'm starting to hope that the governor's plan passes, because the House plan in West Virginia for income tax reduction is almost at passage stage. And that house plan is a disaster. I mean, I just think it's a disaster. It keeps on cutting the money, but it doesn't do anything about how we're going to compensate for it. Meanwhile, Governor Justice's statewide stumping continues for his plan. Newspaper editor John McCabe and I, with our Friday roundtable coming up later on, will discuss all of these stories and a great deal more. Anywhere along the way you want to have your say, you know what to do. 304-214-1600. 304-214-1600. It is the Watchdog Radio Network's text line. Always feel free to use it anytime that the mood strikes you. I'm happy to hear from you. If you text me, I will always share it with our audience. 98% of the time, I will share it with our audience. I don't know how the winds have been up there. I'm looking at Storm Tracker, Biff. Right now, 25 mile an hour has been the highest gust that we have seen. We do have a high wind warning in effect for our Ohio Valley until 2 o'clock this afternoon. This early morning period is where the high winds are probably going to be worse, according to Zach. Gusts are upward of 60 miles an hour. We talked about that yesterday. I don't know if we've seen that or not. Do we have any power outages around here, Biffy? I haven't had a chance to check. Do you know?
No, I haven't heard of any, if there is. I mean...
I heard in our Ohio newscast that around Ohio, not eastern Ohio, but Ohio as a state, there are some, but I haven't heard any around here. There may be. I guess I could double check that. Temperatures today a lot cooler than it's been. We might get to 60, but not necessarily upper 50s, the predicted high. And currently... actually, we're going to get to 60 because currently it is 60 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. And dark skies outside, but clear. And again, a high wind advisory in effect. If you've seen any wind impacts in your area, feel free to text me and let me know. 304-214-1600. That high wind advisory stays into effect until it's this evening sometime. I think 8 o'clock tonight, something like that. Zach has all those details coming up in just a little bit. It's 7:24, 24 after the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. We'll talk a little bit about COVID coming up in a bit. We've also got the mystery drones that have been seen by American military once again. Ties in with the conversation we had earlier this week about UFOs and the military. Got that story coming up on the Watchdog Morning Show at 7:24.
What is real...
Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Right. Right. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. And then goes into another one there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I thought we already had those in there from before. I mean, those are not new. They were done, well, I think they were done, when they were done by me, when I had them done from Fred, they were done, we did that months ago. I thought they were already in there. Okay. I'm not familiar with what's been done, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. No, so they're okay. So they're much more recent then. Okay. Well, that's Howard Daly is, because Kayleen did send me a note saying from now on to name my promo Howard Daly when I do the daily promo. So that's the one I normally send. Yeah, those are going to be, that's just, yeah, they didn't edit them down. Okay. Well, at least you know what the problem is. Go make them into 3 different, or however many it is, 3 promos instead of 1. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, at least you caught it. Yeah.
The Watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. Bethlehem trusts the Watchdog.
If you miss a part of the show or want to listen again, you can find conversations, interviews, and rants on our podcasts at Apple Podcasts or on WatchdogNetwork.com. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it, and as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad, you know I'm gonna be like you.
So, this is the story of a lottery winner who started out with good luck and ended up bad. This story comes to me out of Tennessee, Biffy. 31-year-old Nick Slatton went to bed on March the 10th. And woke up a millionaire. His story begins when he and his boss made a pit stop at a local supermarket after a day's worth of laying tile. He always buys scratch-off tickets. He's done it for a long time in his hometown of Sparta, Tennessee. He's already had a $500 win under his belt. That was about 6 years ago. So he grabbed something to drink, 2 scratch-off tickets, and a Tennessee Cash lottery ticket. The winning numbers that were called that night, but Slatton wouldn't know until he checked them sometime later. He says, I left the water company, I pulled the lottery app up on my phone, and I recognized 2 of the numbers on my ticket. I pulled out my ticket and I noticed every single number was matching up as I was driving down the road, and his ticket was worth Biff $1.2 million. Texted his wife right away, honey, we're rich. We're rich. $1.2 million. We've got it. He ran into the local restaurant where she worked. She was standing behind the counter. She looked confused. What are you doing here? She hadn't seen his messages. I showed her the ticket. I showed her the app. She kept looking at the ticket, looking at me. She said, oh my God, we're rich. They agreed, as you and I have talked about before, Biff, to keep this secret until they could get it cashed out, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they agreed to keep the $1 million ticket in a special place before cashing it in. But.
Oh, no.
But. Mr. Slatton broke his promise to keep it secret when he pulled it out to show his brother, whom he hadn't seen in about 7 years. And somewhere between the drive to O'Reilly's Auto Parts to pick up a car part, Taco Bell for a little snack, and back to his brother's hotel, somewhere in that point, Mr. Slatton realized he had lost the ticket. He retraced his steps to the car shop, raced back to find it lying on the ground next to a truck, ran over to the ticket and grabbed it with relief. It's $1 million ticket and someone stepped right over it, he said. So, lucky, terribly unlucky, lucky again. If I lost it, I would never find it. But he goes back, retraces his steps, and there he finds it on the ground. There he finds it on the ground.
I've already told Dad, I said, hey, if something bizarre happens and I do happen to hit, I said, we're going to Charleston. We're taking a trip to Charleston. But before we do that, I go, I'm making 2 calls. 2 very important calls to 2 very important people, and then we're heading to Charleston after that.
You need a lawyering and you need a financial.
Yes, both of them. In that order, too.
The Lottery Commission, everywhere, but in this case Tennessee, encourages winners sign your ticket immediately after buying it. If it does get lost or stolen, you have at least claimed that is yours. Somebody else can't go in and turn it in. Had somebody else picked up this guy's ticket, they could have just walked. I mean, it's a bearer instrument. Somebody else could have just walked and said, look at this, look at that $1.2 million, and somebody else would have gotten it. So the Lottery Commission encourages you, if you are a winner, sign your ticket immediately after buying it, just in case. Now, I must say, this guy is a smart guy. He says he and his wife plan to speak to the financial advisor for help. He says he's probably going to buy a new house, buy a new car, and he says he might lay a little less tile in the future. I told my boss I'm not going to quit, but I wouldn't mind if I slowed down a little, he said. So.
Did it say, if it did, how old the guy was?
Let me see. 31 years old.
Oh, a young guy.
Young guy.
Oh, wow.
He's got a long time ahead of him to not lay tile.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's probably, I'm sure that pays pretty well. I mean, if you're a tile guy, so maybe kind of, I don't know, go from full-time to maybe almost not part-time, but if there was be a middle between full and part-time.
Yeah, you just say, hey, the good news is, in that situation, you can turn down any job, right?
I was going to say, if anything, that's the good thing. You can pick and choose which tile jobs you want, which ones you don't.
Nick, I want you to go. There's a very difficult job to do out in Hobo-Slobo community, and I want you to go and work overnight on that. I don't think I will. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. At 31, he probably wants to work. He doesn't want to, he's not ready to retire. So he wants to work. And this is a horrible thing to say, especially at 31 years of age. $1.2 million is not that much money. My point is, if you had $1.2 million and at 31, now you can invest it and certainly watch it grow, but if you had another income, if you said, well, that's it, I quit, even invested, that $1.2 million can go pretty quick.
Well, and again, think about by the time they take out taxes in Tennessee, I mean, how much that's going to drop the 1.22 after, not the number 2, but the TO or TO, or whichever one, what it'll be after taxes.
Yeah, exactly. So I get his point. Hey, I'm going to keep on working. I'll slow down. I'm not going to feel like I have to put in 50 hours a week. I've got a little cushion there. At the age of 31, and believe me, at the age of 68, where I am, you get this perspective. At the age of 31, take the $1.2 million, put it aside. You want to do something. Yeah, look, everybody's going to spend some money doing some crazy stuff right away, right? You want to get a new car, get a new car. You can fix up the house a little bit, but not a lot, Take the $1.2 million, spend a little bit for fun, and then put it aside. And at 31 years of age, if you do nothing with $1 million and you invest it properly, it's going to grow nicely till it comes time for you to retire. In the meantime, you keep on paying your regular bills by working, but you don't have to work so hard. You don't have to put in 50 hours a week, because you know that money is out there. If we need it, it's out there. For a crisis, it's out there. Even at my age, I mean, I am retirable, and many of you wish I would. I know, I understand that. I get those texts all the time. Aren't you ready to retire yet? Can't you retire now? Won't you please retire? I like what I do. But if I picked up a big jackpot, and I think maybe you have to be more than $1 million, to be honest with you. If I picked up a big jackpot, Biffy, I'd probably still keep on doing the show, but I might just do it like from the Caribbean all the time. But I get the idea of wanting to keep on working, especially at 31. But can you imagine this guy? Can you imagine? It's lucky he didn't have a heart attack. Again, I'm 68. I think about heart attacks maybe more than a 31-year-old does. But I'd have a heart attack.
Think of the range of emotions you go through. you go from being the highest of the highs down to sheer terror and panic to sickening to all of a sudden now you're back up to where you were before before you lost the ticket.
And I assume he's already turned it in now, but given the circumstances with that, you're right. First of all, I woke up just thinking it's a normal day. Then I discover, yippee, I'm a millionaire. And then, oh my God, I lost a millionaire. Yippee, I found it again. I would rush as quickly as I could to the lottery office. I'd get, here's the ticket. I want to get it out of my hands into the hands of you people so you know it's mine. I would want that taken care of quickly. But that period of time when you've lost it. And think how lucky it is to find it. On the ground. Just sitting on the road. Guy, gotta give him. The good Lord was looking out for him, I guess. He must be a good guy, I guess, because there it was on the road. It's not a lottery ticket. I remember a number of years ago, I think it was when I was working at Channel 7, and I had lost my cell phone one winter, Biffy. Just lost it. I couldn't find it. And like 4 months later, when springtime came, the snows melted, there it was sitting in front of the TV station. It had gotten buried under the snow. And so I get that feeling that you've lost something and then, oh my God, there it is, I found it. So good for that guy. I like to tell good stories, though. That's a fun one that gives you heart pain to begin with, but then gets you a little uplifted. Things can turn out all right in the end. 7:39:21 to the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. How bad are the winds outside? How bad are they going to be? Have we had any troubles? Zach Petty will give us all the info about the high wind warning that's underway. That's coming up next here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Why don't we first check some Ohio Valley headlines from the Big 7.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it's time for your local news headlines.
I don't know what you said. Biff, I've got nothing other than McCabe today, just so you know.
Pirates host the Detroit Tigers this afternoon in Bradenton. 8 teams, 4 games set for Saturday in Sweet 16 Madness. Loyola of Chicago will face Oregon State. Villanova will meet number 1 seed Baylor. And Cinderella, or Roberts, will take on Arkansas. Syracuse will face Houston. Hey, be safe out there. Be considerate of others. Please check on the elderly. I'm Bill DeFabio. On sports, and we are the Watchdog.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is Bill DeFabio, your host of the Variety Show with Bill DeFabio. Heard on the Watchdog Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Join me from noon till 2 to talk sports, nostalgia, and hear from some of the legends of the game. You won't believe who I have on next. The Bill DeFabio Variety Show, heard on the Watchdog Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tune in and get with the program. I'm Bill DeFabio. Join me for the Variety Show on the Watchdog.
You can watch a video cast of our show every morning on Facebook Live or on our website. Plus, check archives of all of our videos on the Watchdog YouTube channel. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
Yeah, every time I hear a promo like that, I think about the fact that, Billy didn't have to win the lottery to work less. He just works less.
You can thank the Steelers organization for that one.
Jeez, join me every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Hey, my promo says, I'll see you every day.
Well, Howard, if you can find a sports team that you could, follow and everything, you could probably take a day off too.
I'm gonna have to work on that. There's got to be something that, some excuse a real serious reason I could have to let me have a day off from time. Other than being ill, I don't know when I've taken a day off lately, because no vacation this past year. Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about the weather. Zach is here from the Big 7. Good morning, Mr. Petty.
Good morning, Howard. How are you, sir?
Have we had any problems with high winds out there, and how high have the winds been?
So over at the airport, I have measured gusts upwards of 45 right now, but we're starting to get into the brunt of the feisty winds. I have over into the Zanesville area, I've got reported gusts approaching 65, so looks like those are heading our way right now, unfortunately.
So the high, what's that, up to 40 already around here, gusting up to 40, right?
Correct, yeah. We're sustained from the south-southwest at 25, in between 25 to 35 range. That's sustained. And then we've got those gusts upwards of 45, and then we'll continue to get closer to 60 within the next couple of hours.
I used to have the Appalachian Power app on my iPad here that I use while I'm on the air, and I can't find it. I took Stephen Ruffing's advice, and I went to download the app. I thought, well, I'll download the new one. But I got to come up with an account number and put all, but it's too much trouble. I just figured I'd ask you, have we had any power problems around here yet? Are you aware of any?
Not that I'm looking. I'm trying to find the power outage map for West Virginia, and it's, again, everything likes to take its jolly old time whenever you're looking for stuff. I have reports of maybe 1,000 or so people seeing power outages in through areas of Ohio County down into Marshall, probably close to a couple. But looks like areas over into Ohio probably within, again, closer to 1,000 or so people scattered throughout the areas where there's a lot of trees, probably grabbing a power line or two and pulling those down whenever they go down. So I would say probably around 1,000 or so in the Panhandle in Ohio, probably dealing with some sort of a power issue.
Now, the biggest problem from the winds is going to be here in these morning hours. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, that is 100% correct. Within the next several hours, I would have to say that we'll see those gusts getting close to that 60 mile per hour range. And then we'll continue to deal with the windy conditions into the afternoon. We'll have the gusts in the mid to low 40 range for our wind gusts of 40 to 45 mile per hour, but they'll be on the decline, and I think we'll be able to escape that high wind warning by 2 o'clock whenever it is set to expire. I don't expect them to extend it.
All right. Otherwise, it's going to be an okay day temperature-wise. Not going to get back up into the 70s again, but maybe not even 60, but it'll be okay. High 50s for the day?
Yeah, for the afternoon, we actually did have the warmest part of our day early on this morning, where we had temperatures in the 60s, and that cold air is going to continue to pump in as we progress through the morning and into the afternoon. So the warmest part of the day is behind us. I mean, that's upper 50s. We'll still be relatively close to the low 60s. I mean, it's within a degree or two, but still nothing compared to what we had the past 2 days. Yesterday's high was 73. Yesterday was Thursday. Wednesday's high was 75. So those days look to unfortunately be in the past, which literally they are.
They look that way because they are that way. Yes. Maybe flirting with 60 today. Again, we had 60. I see it's 61 actually right now. It looks like at the airport. So, but basically midday is going to be upper 50ish, around 60. Yeah.
Yeah. The colder air is going to pump in, and we'll be hovering in that 50s, upper 50s, low 60s range this afternoon. These are one of the probably hardest days to forecast the high because, okay, do you say it's going to be the warmest in the morning? Okay, I think that's what it is. And then you kind of have to go, oh, well, it's going to still hover in that 60 range into the early morning hours, but by lunchtime, that colder air will actually start to be filtering in. So it's one of those things where it's always just a nightmare for us to try to forecast the high because everyone says, oh, well, the highest temperature of the day is 63. Yeah, that was reached at 12:04.
Right, exactly.
And then it's going to get colder throughout the day. So it's kind of one of those nuances that people probably don't realize that we have to go through.
Now, tomorrow's going to be probably our best day, right? Nice day, sunny, and temperature goes back up again.
Yeah, it looks like mostly sunny skies finally return into the Ohio Valley. So similar conditions to what we saw early on this week. Temperature-wise, will be in that upper 60s, low 70 range. So get out and enjoy a hopefully gorgeous Saturday because it's not going to stick around too long. The latter half of your weekend looks a little soggy. Rain showers likely off and on throughout the day. Temperatures slightly cooler in the lower 60s. So all that screams to me is to get out and enjoy your Saturday the best you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Get up early, go on out and enjoy the day. Sunshine and pleasant temperatures. Still stays relatively warm in the 60s on Sunday, but clouds are back. So there you go. And then the first part of next week, again, we bring the sun back. So that's good too. God, again, we heard this last week. This is really springtime weather. Some rain, some wind, some nice cloudy days, some nice sunny days, then some clouds come in, then the sun comes back. That's really typical spring.
Yeah, it really is. There's nothing that warrants springtime weather than dealing with the temperature coaster going up, going down, just as long as we keep that SNOW word out.
Yeah. We were talking about it in the neighborhood yesterday. A bunch of us were outside, out in our yards, talking to each other, and neighbor across the street said, I hope we don't see any snow. I said, shh, don't say those words. Don't say it. Say it out loud. Because I do remember snow on Easter, so I mean, it's anything is possible here in the Upper Ohio Valley. Big plans for the weekend, Zach?
Big plans for the weekend. Nope, I will probably be just taking it easy because we've had some technology issues. Dr. Dave actually gave me a call right before I went to bed with some weather graphic issues, and I had to deal with some of that this morning, and I'm just ready for a relaxing weekend and enjoy an alcoholic beverage or two. I'm sure you know what I mean.
I do understand. You know, we did a story at the beginning of the hour today. You see where Miller Lite is putting out some new bar smell candles. So if you don't want to go to the bar, you can buy these candles and bring the smell of a bar into your house. So, like, you know,
that's interesting. I don't have anything to say back to that. That's interesting. I'll keep with my fragrance from I think it's like the Storm fragrance that I find at one of the local convenience stores or something, or like Fresh Dew or something. I'll stick with those. I'll keep that bar smell because sometimes the bar smells a little musty, if you ask me.
Well, as I said, actually, when I think of a bar smell, maybe it's the kind of bars I go into. I tend to think of the smell of stale beer and urine. I'm sorry, but that's kind of the smell. In fact, let's see, what is this one? They have three different types of it. One of them's called a dive bar smell. The dive bar mixes scents of musk, tobacco, and yeast to conjure up a vision of dim lights, a faint glass clinking, and the sinus-clearing sensation of a puddle somewhere in the room.
You literally can't make that up.
No, and what's amazing is they put these on sale on Tuesday, and they sold out in 24 hours.
Oh my, figures.
All right, Zach, well, candle smell or not candle smell, bar smell or not bar smell, have yourself a good weekend, relax, don't worry about technology after you get home, and we'll talk to you again on Monday.
Yep, sounds good. Have a good weekend as well. Enjoy the nice weather tomorrow.
Thanks a lot. 7 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. I just love that phrase there, Biffy. It's and the sinus cleaning sensation of a puddle somewhere in the room.
I just like how they don't give you the location and pretty much use your imagination and figure it out on your own.
Yeah, I think it's like I said. Now, it depends on what kind of bar you go into. I mean, I do understand that, but I think if the smell of a bar is the smell of stale beer and urine, I'm sorry. And not so much anymore, but back in the old days, the smell of tobacco mixed in with it as well. So, all right, 6 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. I have just, McCabe is going to join me at 9 o'clock. We're going to talk about a lot about Bluefield State, the Memorandum of Understanding, the City of Wheeling, the local colleges and universities and all their concerns. There's a new story developing about that just today. We'll talk about that. So John and I will get into all that sort of stuff. We'll talk about the income tax proposals pending in West Virginia and so on. Other than that, I just got a lot of stories to share with you this morning. A lot of interesting stories, little interesting news things that I came across yesterday. And, you know, sometimes, Biffy, I feel like we spend so much of our time focusing on the serious stuff and talking with people and doing the interviews that we sometimes forget to get into some of these off the beaten path fun stories, right?
Yeah, we do, but, you know, it's what can we do?
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about, mystery drones coming up a little bit later on this morning. A state that is allowing Viking funeral pyres. They passed a law to allow Viking funeral. You know, you see those pictures of the Viking funerals where when someone dies, they put him on a boat and they ship him out to sea and they set the big boat on fire and it's all one state is going to allow that in their state. So if you want to go out in the blaze of glory, you can go out in a Viking funeral pyre. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on. And it's just some other fun stuff. State of Tennessee is going to make the Bible the official state book. Oh, here we go again. Jeez. So we'll have some things to chat about. And if you have something on your mind, 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600. It is the Watchdog Radio Network text line. Of course, we're in tournament season, the big tournament underway. Many people, huge numbers of people, placing a little gamble, a little wager. We used to have to say for amusement purposes only, Biff, when we would do these kind of things, right?
Yes, we did.
Now we can it's legal in West Virginia. And so when you're doing your bracket, it seems like there's always one team that ruins your bracket. That's why this year, FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook, is offering you your first bet risk-free. It doesn't matter if you're betting Gonzaga or if you're betting Oral Roberts or if you're betting, I don't know, who's still left, Biffy, that's got no chance at all. I don't know who's,
Syracuse is still in it.
The main game is who you're betting. Whatever seed they are, wherever they might be in the tournament. New users can get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. So whatever you bet, up to $1,000, if you screw it up, they'll give you the money back in site credit. FanDuel has odds on all the action with games day and night, an easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, fast withdrawals, always-on promotions. So your next chance to win with FanDuel is just minutes away. And if that's not enough, just like that guy we talked about in Tennessee, FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire, just like that guy did with his lottery. But you just play the lottery, he's going to play in FanDuel. Yep, they're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users can get an additional shot of the payout every day that you bet the tournament. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire, or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Use my name, Monroe, M-O-N-R-O-E, in the promo code box. That way they know that we sent you here on the Watchdog Morning Show. You must be 21 or older, physically present in West Virginia or Pennsylvania. No purchase is necessary, but restrictions do apply, especially for the $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. The site credit is non-withdrawable. You can't take it out in cash. It stays there as site credit to bet again, and it does expire 14 days after. If you mess up and they give you the credit back, you got 14 days to use it. Restrictions do apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for more details. If you have a gambling problem, don't download FanDuel, but instead call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win. All right, just about 8 o'clock in the morning here on the Watchdog Morning Show. What are things that we are still not ready to do in this post-COVID world? We're not in a post-COVID world, but more and more of us are getting vaccinated. It seems like the numbers are going down. Actually, in many cases, they're going up a little bit, beginning to surge a tiny bit. But what are the things that we're still saying, we're not going to do it? Even though the guidelines say you can give it a shot, we're not going to do it. A new Harris poll is out on that, and I'll talk to you about that. Some people are lying to get their vaccines, and it's testing their friendships. And are we going to be required to show our vaccination card in the near future to get into some places? All of this coming up in our COVID conversations next hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. But first, why don't we check into the ABC newsroom and check some headlines.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Over the years, I'm Brian Clark. President Biden raised the bar for his administration.
Hello. Did it start to run away from you there, Biffy? Whoops. Did the system do that? Okay. Well, alrighty then. It'll take over soon. We do not need human beings. I can make this work.